Hey everyone, Mobius1 here, doing a video for some game called Star Wars Galaxies, I think? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, remember this game? Anyway, today I want to be talking about a little bit of different ways, or actually what I would say is the best way, to make money in Star Wars Galaxies, particularly as a combat class, or a combat profession. Now, just starting out, your combat professions really are brawler and marksman. Now, if you're starting as a scout or you're starting as a medic, more so scout, you're kind of also a combat profession, but you're more of a utility profession. I definitely recommend picking up at least brawler or marksman. I mean, if you plan on being a combat class in Galaxies, you're going to need to build off of one of these two anyway. That doesn't mean you can't also have scout. As you can see on this character, I have artisan, brawler, marksman, medic, and a scout. But I'm focusing on marksman right now, actually using rifles. Some of you who've been sticking around or watching my videos from the beginning might remember Fenedin. This character is actually the character that I started this series with. This was going to be more of like a traditional Let's Play, with me starting out with a brand new character, and obviously, as you can see, I didn't get very far before it turned into a much more educational-oriented series. But that actually worked out, because now I can use Fenedin to demonstrate what I would do as I was just starting out. So, I do have an episode 4 in my series is actually called Finally a Mission, but we're going to elaborate a little bit on the stuff that I talked about in that video. So, what can I say about making money as a combat profession in Galaxies? When you're first starting out, it sucks. That's really the cold hard truth. It sucks. You make very, very little as a combat class in Galaxies when you're first starting. Really, that's because the only source of income you have when you're first starting are destroy missions from these mission terminals. Now, if I look at these, I mean, the payouts on these range from 2,400 down to like 700. So we're really not talking about a lot of money here. I believe they even start you off with 10,000 credits. So you're looking at like 15, 20%, 25% of what you actually start the game with per mission. Now, that's not totally bad, and there are a few things that you can do to offset this, and we're going to talk about that. But really, there's something that you have to keep in the back of your mind while you're trying to earn money, and that is this. The faster you can get to a higher level combat class or combat profession, the faster you can get to your elite or hybrid combat professions, whether that's rifleman, terrascasi, swordsman, pistolier, whatever it is, the faster you can get to that, the faster you can start bringing in the big money. So, with that in mind, really, the best way to earn money starting out is just to keep doing these low pay combat missions, because not only is that going to earn you a little bit of credits, but it's also going to keep you progressing towards that next skill. Keep you progressing towards the ability to earn money faster. It's just another layer of the galaxy grind. That's all it is, and you have to grind through it. And the faster you grind through it, the faster you'll be proud that you did, and the faster you'll be able to brag to your friends and be like, hey, I'm a master marksman, or a master rifleman, master XYZ, whatever the hell you decide to master, and you're not. So, let's start. What would I do here? What do we see when we pull up this mission browser? Well, you do have the option of doing destroy or deliver. I'm not going to talk about deliver in the combat video. I'm actually going to do another video after this one that's specifically for how to make money as a non-combat profession, where we'll talk about the deliver missions. As far as destroy goes, this is what you're going to want to do, because this is where you're going to get your experience as well as money. Now, in this screen, this list is randomly generated every time you interact with the mission terminal, or every time you hit this refresh button. When you do get a list of missions, you can completely ignore these first two columns. Creator and title, these mean absolutely nothing. The creator is a fake NPC name. It's some NPC that created this mission, And the title is absolutely that. That's all it is. It's just a fake title for this mission. What you're really interested in is this data at the very end here: the payment, the distance, and the direction. Now, typically, it's important to remember that you can have 2 missions at a time. All right. Typically, what you want to do is you want to find the 2 highest paying missions in the same direction. So you can actually filter this by payout. If I do that, I have a 2330 to the northeast, which is a Valerian camp, and a 1778 to the northeast, which is a Jabba Swooper Gang camp. I want to try and find, alright, Eope. I want to try and find 2 very specific missions so that I can demonstrate something here. But they need to be in the right direction. Northwest, this is not going to work. Northeast, okay. Perfect. We're going to do this one, an Eope Lair, and we're going to do this one, Jabba Swooper Gang. Now, when you double-click on a mission, you get a little details window. What I'm looking at here is 2 things. One, well, really, I'm only really looking at one thing. I'm looking at what the name of the target is going to be. In this case, it's going to be a Jabba Swooper Gang camp. Now, you can, after you play for a while, you'll actually start to notice patterns. Like what this little icon here, or this little model, this represents what the layer of the mission is going to be. So for this particular mission, the target is going to be this banner. This banner is going to serve as the layer for the NPCs, or the mobs that are going to spawn at this mission. And this is what you have to destroy to get your payout. There are 2 types of missions that you get from destroy missions. You get creature missions, and you get NPC missions. When I say NPC, I mean like humanoid. So either humans, Zabrak, Rhodians, whatever they are. But they're not, 4-legged or whatever creatures. And the difference between those is very important, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The other thing, some people might notice that there's a difficulty number here. Honestly, you can ignore this. And while it's good to know what the difficulty is, it doesn't mean the same thing as people who have are used to playing more modern MMOs mean. This doesn't mean that the mission is for level 21 characters. I had a viewer ask me a couple questions saying that they had just started and the missions that the mission terminal were giving them were like level 10. And they didn't want to take any of the missions because there's no way the character that they just created would be able to handle level 10 missions since it's a brand new character. You can, because there are no levels in Galaxies, so a brand new character may very well be level 10. And I am getting someone dancing in front of me. Very nice. I'm not even on Mobius. How do these people find me? Anyway, so you can kind of ignore the difficulty. All you really need to know is that the mission difficulty will scale to your character level. And that even goes for whether or not you have weapons equipped. I don't know if I have enough skills and rifles for this to work, but watch what happens. You can see right now when I interact with this, the general difficulty level that I get for missions is 20 to 24. So that was 24, 21, 20, down to 19, 16, 17. Alright, so actually we're going a little bit below 20. 24, 23, 17, 17, 18. Alright, so now what happens if I unequip my rifle? So now I'm unarmed. Now when I look at these, 18, 17, 17, all the way down to 14. Refresh, 14, 14. So you could see the game actually knows 14, 14, 16. The game actually knows what you have equipped. So when I re-equip my rifle now, these should be back up into the 20s. Yep, 24, even the lowest one is 17. So the game will scale the mission to your character level. That even goes as far as to determine what weapon you have equipped and if you have any skills with that weapon. What that means is it also looks at your group. If you're grouped with another player, any missions that you accept from a mission terminal will be scaled to the strength of your group, within reason. But it's important to know that because you don't want to, as a brand new player, go and accept a mission while you're grouped with someone who already has a profession mastered. That's going to give you missions that are so beyond your skill level that you will not even be able to down one creature. Alright, so it's important to know that when you're starting out, I recommend staying ungrouped. Just get some missions in the same direction. And did I not get two? Oh, I guess I didn't. Great. I didn't accept that second one. To the northeast. Lovely. Can this work? No. I need a humanoid. To the northeast. Let's go here. Alright, perfect. An evil settlement. To the northeast. Okay, so now that we have two missions in the same direction, and you'll see I have a little on-screen waypoint monitor here, which can be found in your options under miscellaneous, on-screen waypoint monitor. I recommend turning this on, maybe even show arrows to waypoints on screen. That gives you this little arrows here that tell you which direction you need to go. When you start off, you're going to start with a X34 speeder, one of these guys, or X31 speeder, I'm sorry, one of these guys here, which you can absolutely use to travel to your missions, but I think your first priority should be to save up for a swoop, a speeder bike swoop. The difference in speed between the X31 land speeder and the speeder bike swoop is so great that it'll actually pay for itself after only a few missions in saving time traveling between your missions. So to find the price for swoops are going to change, but if you come over to the Bazaar terminal, go to deed, double click deed, and go to vehicle deed, and we're going to sort by item name, swoop. So in Mos Eisley right now there are some swoops on sale for 7,000. Actually, let's sort for bid. Let's start at the top. Speeder bike, speeder bike, speeder bike. Yeah. So here we go. 2144 swoop by Howie. Cheapest one in Mos Eisley right now is 5,500. That's not bad. 5,500. You'd be able to afford that as soon as you created your character. Remember, you start with 10,000 credits. So, oh no, you start with 1,000. Ooh, I was wrong before. Alright, so you won't be able to afford that, but given a few missions, you'll definitely be able to afford it. Once you have it, you'll have this, and off we go. So we're going to travel to the closest mission. And again, we got two missions in the same direction just to save us some time on traveling. I mean, if you think about it, we're down here in Mos Eisley. If we got... you can actually see our two missions right here. If we were to have gotten a mission to, say, the northeast and the southwest, we would have to travel northeast from the town to one mission, then go all the way to the southwest of the town for the other mission, then come back to the town to get two missions. It's much quicker to get two missions in the same direction, just so you could go bing, bing, and back. Alright? So, sometimes it's worth getting a lower paying mission in the same direction than it is worth getting a higher paying mission in the opposite direction, just because it's going to save you time. And remember, time is money. So, speaking of time, you guys, actually, thanks to the magic of video editing, are not going to have to sit through this drive. So I will see you at the lair. Alright, a couple of important things I want to mention. When you get close to your mission waypoint, you're going to get a little system message that says, transmission received, mission target has been located, mission waypoint has been updated to exact location. What this means is the waypoint you get when you accept the mission is really just a general idea, general direction of the mission. When you get close to it, usually within about 200-250 meters of the mission waypoint, it's going to update and it's going to put the mission somewhere else. This second waypoint is the actual location for the mission. So now, here we go, we see the EOP layer, we see I have 3 EOPs here. I'm going to park somewhere away from the lair, get out, and I do want to make note that I am unarmored, not wearing any armor, and unbuffed. Alright, so I have no armor, no buffs. And you'll notice since these EOPs are non-aggressive, you can actually, and by non-aggressive I mean their names are yellow as opposed to red, you can actually walk right up to non-aggressive NPCs and they won't do anything to you. However, I do want to do this. Alright, so what I recommend, let me just do this first. What I recommend doing is coming especially if you're a range proficient, or if you're melee, you just walk right up to them. But you want to engage creatures when you're starting out one at a time. You want to pick one target, doesn't matter what it is, and take out that one target before attracting the attention of the rest of them. You really want to try and stick to one-on-one fights as much as you can when you're first starting out, because creatures will destroy you when you're low level. Alright, so we destroyed that. Since I have Novice Scout, I'm going to harvest some resources, and we're going to continue doing that. Just fight them one-on-one. And come on. Let's see, do I have... Oh, I do have Headshot. Let me get some abilities on this toolbar while we're at this. Let's see, we'll put that here, boom, boom, boom. Burst Run, that's fine. Sit. I want Peace up here. And I want... Where's my Headshot? Headshot. Cool. And we'll harvest some meat. You always want, if you do have Novice Scout, and I recommend picking up Novice Scout when you first start, because you have 250 skill points to play with. Pick up Novice Scout and get some hunting or exploration skills. Exploration will get you terrain negotiation, which helps you run up and down slopes faster. That's great. It's going to help you out while you're fighting. If you're running, you're not going to get held up on a hill. So let's down this guy. I guess rifles probably isn't the most exciting profession to watch. And actually, Overcharge Shot 1 was working better off than Headshot 1. Whoop, there we go, that was a pretty good hit. So it is going to take a little bit of time when you're first starting. Combat in Galaxies is very slow early on. It is an old school MMO. Old school MMOs were big on grinding. It is a huge draw for some people, and it's also a huge bore for others. If it's boring to you, all you got to do to remind yourself to keep going is how good it's going to feel when you're finally done. Alright, so once all the creatures are dead, then you can start attacking the Lair. Now, if it's a creature mission, such as this one, where we're fighting Eopes, the Lair is going to spawn creatures several times, either 2 or 3 times while you're attacking the Lair. Now, attacking a Lair, you'll notice how I engaged each of those Eopes one-on-one. If I were to have shot the Lair instead, that would have aggroed the entire group of Eopes, and they all would have ganked me at the same time. Now that's important because while I'm attacking this Lair, as creatures spawn, I'm going to want to use this Peace ability to stop shooting the Lair before those creatures see that I'm attacking the Lair. Otherwise, they'll gank me. Alright, so let's see how it goes. I'm going to attack. Nothing spawned. I'm going to attack again. Nothing spawned. I'm going to attack again. I'm going to keep doing this until Eopes spawn, at which point they do, I'm going to very quickly hit the Peace ability. There we go. Peace. And you'll see as soon as the creatures spawn, they start healing the Lair. Now the Lair is back to full health, but none of them have aggroed me. What this allows me to do is to now engage these Eopes one-on-one, just like I did when I came up to the mission initially. This is going to keep me alive a lot longer than if I were to just come up to the mission and attack the Lair. Now, if you do accidentally do something like that, if I do accidentally shoot the Lair, and now you'll see both of the Eopes are going to get very upset with me, and they're going to come charging over here. Or this one Eope is just going to derp over there and make me sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. There we go. Alright. Now we might have a little bit of a problem. Now you'll notice my health is going down a lot faster than it was when I was fighting one at a time. Let's see what happens. Oh, we should be alright. Action's halfway down already. Alright, there goes one. We're going to try and kill the other. And I want to point out one thing as soon as this is over. As soon as this Eope dies, you're going to notice... Well, soon. Come on. Rifles, you're killing me. There we go. You're going to notice now I'm actually still in combat. My little combat queue hasn't gone away. I'm still in combat with the Lair. So that's very important to know. Because if you're, in case you're trying to do something after you kill the creatures, you might be like, well, why am I still in combat? It's the Lair. The only way to break combat with the Lair is to peace out of it. So once you peace out of it, get it, peace out. Now you can, what I would recommend is sitting to recharge your health and action and mind. If I actually look at my character sheet and watch the rate at which my health is recharging, right now I'm at 710. 710 now up to 723, so that was a 13-point increase. 36, 13-point increase. 49, the next one should be 62. Yep, 762. So my points are going up at 13 per, per 3 seconds. If I sit, we're at 814. Now we're at 840. That was a 36-point increase. Now we're at 866. 892. So by sitting, you actually double the rate at which your health, action, and mind bars regenerate. So when you do, get a break in combat like this and your health bars aren't full, you want to make sure you do a /sit and sit down and rest. Resting does increase, it actually doubles your rate of regeneration. So now we're going to harvest these guys, get some more scouting experience. We're going to kneel. I'm going to try and finish this layer off. There should be one more point in which the layer spawns more creatures. And what you'll notice is if I have a whole bunch of abilities queued up in my combat queue up here, and that layer spawned more creatures, hitting the peace ability, oh, that does break. No, it doesn't break you out, because you still have combat actions queued. The only way you'd actually be able to break combat fast enough at this point is to hit clear and peace. Otherwise, your character will continue to perform whatever you have queued up in this action queue. So once the layer gets down to about 50%, it should spawn another batch of NPCs. Or I should say mobs or creatures. Also, take note of how much damage I'm doing per hit. I'm doing anywhere roughly from about 100 to 200 damage per overcharge shot. That's going to be important because... Whoa, that's a big group. Clear and peace. Peace. Okay, good. Peace just in time. Alright, let's finish these Eopies off. This should be the last group of Eopies. We have 6 of them. Wow. There's a whole bunch of them waiting in there. Alright. So now that all the creatures are dead, you'll notice they did manage to heal the layer back up to full health. However, now I'm getting over 400 damage per shot. Look, 618 damage per shot, per overcharge shot, 720, when I was getting anywhere from 100 to 200 before. That's because the layer is now empty. So when you actually do finish that second wave of, or even third wave if you count the initial spawn, wave of creatures that the layer spawns, the layer itself will almost like give up. It gives in to you. It's like, alright, I'm done. Just destroy me. And your damage actually either triples or in some cases quadruples. There we go. And mission complete. Your reward of 1882 has been placed in your bank account. That's it for creature missions. Let's go check out that other one that I got, that Evil Settlement. Let's see how that one's different. Alright. An Evil Settlement. Actually, this one just says a hovel, but there's Evil Settlers, Domestic Eopies, Evil Settler. Let's see. How is this mission different than the one that we just did? Well, instead of fighting creatures, we're fighting humanoid NPCs. So... these guys actually go down in one hit from an overcharge shot. Well, I guess he's not. It depends on what I hit him for, I guess. Finish off his mind with a headshot. Done. Now, a few things different. First of all, looting corpses is definitely different than harvesting creatures for resources. You're not going to get crafting resources from humanoid NPCs, but you are going to get credits from them. So, if you're trying to earn money, it may behoove you to go more for the humanoid NPC missions, because for each kill you get, you're going to get some actual cash. However, for a few reasons, you're going to get fewer XP. Not only are these guys giving less XP per kill, but you'll notice once we're done, once we have all the creatures, or in this case NPCs, done with this mission. Where is this corpse actually? Here we go. You looted casual pants. You're not going to find those on some creatures. I'm going to put those bad babies on right now. Heck yeah, casual pants. Now, when I attack the hovel, I don't think this domestic EOP is going to aggro me. Now, the biggest difference between creature and NPC missions, here's somebody, is NPC missions do not, NPC missions do not spawn. Oh, the EOP did aggro me. Poor EOP has to die. Whoa, hello. Oh my god. That guy's in trouble. I'm not sure if he tried to get those guys aggroed on me or not. Anyway, NPC missions do not respawn creatures like the creature layers do. So once you take out the initial NPCs that are at the mission, that's it. All you have to do is finish the layer off and you're paid. You don't have to worry about respawning creatures. You don't have to worry about the layer healing itself. You're done. So in some cases, even though you're getting paid less for how am I supposed to say this? No, even though you're getting less XP for finishing a mission, you're going to complete the missions quicker because you're not going to have to fight so many creatures. However, there's a downside to that. Since you're killing fewer creatures per mission, it's also going to take you longer to level your profession. Now, if you remember when I first started, I said really your main goal, your main goal, now if you remember, what I said at the beginning of the video is your main goal as a combat profession when you first start off should be leveling your profession. So it's kind of a gray area. Do you want to take the humanoid missions and get more cash, or do you want to take the creature missions and get more experience, which helps you level faster, which helps you get more cash? It can go either way. Really, it's personal preference. I like to kind of mix it up from time to time. Sometimes I'll do creature missions, sometimes I'll do humanoid missions. Sometimes I won't even look at it. I'll just find two missions that are paying well in a good direction and I'll choose that. That being said, if you can find a creature mission that contains or that deals with creatures that die really quickly, such as rasps on Corellia, the little birds, those little birds usually die in one hit. If you can find something like that and grind just those missions, that's probably going to be your best bet. Because even though those little birds give such few experience per kill, you're going to be killing them so much quicker and going through those missions so much quicker that you're going to net more experience and more money over time. And in that situation, it's actually a better deal. So ideally that's what I would look for, is some sort of mission, some creature, some target that is going to be very quick to kill, regardless of the amount of experience that you get from it. Because if you can get 50 points for a little bird in one shot, compared to the 150 that you get from an EOP in 5 shots, you're saving yourself 2 shots by killing 3 birds and getting 150 experience that way than you would having to down that EOP over time. There's a little bit of math for you guys there. For those of you that aren't very good at math, believe me, what I just said made sense. So, and remember, this was unbuffed and unarmored, so I didn't take a lot of damage. I didn't get incapacitated once. If you are having problems and you are getting incapacitated, maybe you want to make sure you're only fighting one creature at a time. You want to make sure you're at full health every time you engage a creature. And if the creatures are just killing you one-on-one, maybe you want to try finding a mission that involves weaker or lower level creatures. But that being said, once you get some money, your first thing you want to purchase, like I said earlier, is a swoop. After that, you want to get yourself some armor. Any kind of kinetic armor is good for grinding missions. You can get, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, ubes armor is probably a good first armor set to get. After that, composite. Now, composite is what I wear on my other characters, and honestly, you can get some pretty decent sets of composite armor for relatively cheap. All you have to do is look for it on the Bazaar terminal under vendor search. You do my vendor shopping video to give you a little bit of an idea on how to do that. But after you get a swoop, after you get some armor, after maybe you get a better weapon, get some better skills, and you get into an elite combat profession, this is how you get your real money.